Okay, Shalom is real. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakal Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the elect. And the lesson I want to harp on, will go into how the seasons will change before you know it. Okay? And this lesson is inspired by me speaking with an Akim, which also goes to prove, why we should, contact the Akim, and, when your spirit is down, and even when your spirit is up, man, to uplift another brother's spirit, man, and, hey, that's a lesson in itself, man. You get a lesson within a lesson, man, but this quote, it says, and all at once, summer collapsed into fall. Okay, and what happens in the summertime? The summertime is very hot. You know what I'm saying? It's really, you don't really want to be outside, or if you are outside, you want to be in cold water. Okay? And out of nowhere, what fall comes, man? The leaves change colors. All right? The weather is more bearable. It's a little more of a relaxed season, man. When you think of fall, you think of, you think of the leaves changing, like I said before. You think of cooler weather, kids going back to school. All right? But then, out of nowhere, comes winter. All right? So, the point I'm making is, life changes out of nowhere, man. Life never stays the same. Just like the Apostle Gabar says, all right? Which the Apostle Gabar, one of the apostles over here at Great Millstone, all right? And this man has been following the Lord for 25 plus years, man. I believe actually 30 years, if I'm not mistaken. In his walk, okay? In his walk, in the faith, one of the lessons that he taught us younger brothers is that nothing ever stays the same. Okay? And we see that through what? Through the weather. Okay? And all at once, summer collapsed into fall. And how do you know summer collapsed into fall? Because the Most High don't just do things out of nowhere. There's always signs. Okay? There's always signs. All right? The sun goes down earlier. The leaves change. Okay? And that's how you know fall is here, man. Okay? Now, and this is so just as, I'm going to read it. Matthew 16:1. The Pharisees also with the Sadducees came and tempting desired him that he would shew them a sign from heaven. He answered and said unto them, when it is evening, ye say, it will be fair weather, for the sky is red. And in the morning it will be foul weather today, for the sky is red and lowering. O ye hypocrites, ye can discern the face of the sky, but can ye not discern the signs of the times? So you can discern, okay, it's getting a little cooler out, let me bring a sweater, or the sun is going down a little earlier, I see the leaves changing, that must mean fall is coming. All right, or it's getting a little colder out, let me, stop wearing sweaters and actually put on a coat. Okay, so that's the same thing with what we see in the news. All right, you see more things are happening as far as protests, riots across the world, pestilences hitting across the world. Okay, so we can't get lax or comfortable in the current state, because out of nowhere, going into the quote, all at once summer collapsed into fall. Okay, and just like the scriptures. All right, so I'm reading once more. And in the morning it will be foul weather today, for the sky is red and lowering. O ye hypocrites, ye can discern the face of the sky, but can ye not discern the sign of the times? All right, and most people can't, man. Most people can't. You know, 9 times out of 10, you'll see, you know, you'll see a person, you know, go out, you know what I'm saying, half dressed, and it'll be fucking 30 degrees outside because they're not paying attention. Okay, but us of the hopeful elect, we got to pay attention to these things, man. All right, and we have to be prepared. And when you're prepared, you don't care, you know, what weather it is, man, because you're prepared for it. Okay, 1 Thessalonians 5:1. But of the times and seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you. Why? For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night. All right, so we know that it's going to get dark out here, man, out of nowhere. All right, just how the weather's changed out of nowhere. All right, we know that the day of the Lord, what the scripture say in Amos 5:18, the day of the Lord is darkness and not light. It's going to get very grim out here. All right, that's what I mean by dark, very grim. All right, when you think of grim, what? The grim reaper, death. Okay, the feeling of death is going to be more apparent in this place. And that's another thing that's happening now, man. Now that it's fall time, it's literally damn near fall. What, kids are going back to school? All right, in which case, hey, you should be aware. All right, because what's on the horizon now more than ever, all right, is these school shootings. Okay, so that proves that things are getting more colder, more grim. All right, you know, even if you choose not to watch the news because you feel like it's too negative, you know, the feeling itself, you know what I'm saying, the things that are happening in your neighborhood, you know what I'm saying, the conversations that people have now, or certain people, is more so about these false flags attacks, man. You know, because, hey, death is coming to this place, man. And, like, actually I can grab that. So the Lord said, what? I will smite Egypt with plagues as before. And the final plague that the Lord smit Egypt with was the spirit of death. And you go into Wisdom of Solomon, the 17th chapter. Now this is 2nd Ezra 16. I think it was 15. Salaki. 15 and 11. But I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm and smite and a stretched out arm and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof. Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plagues and punishment that God shall bring upon it. Okay, and what was one of those plagues and punishment that the Lord brought upon Egypt? See. All right. So actually, I'm gonna jump to. I was gonna get Wisdom of Solomon 17, which goes more in depth. All right, but you know, for the sake of time, I'm gonna just get this Exodus 12:29. And it came to pass that at the midnight Yahweh smote all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, from the firstborn of Pharaoh that sat on his throne unto the firstborn of the captive that was in the dungeon, and all the firstborn of cattle. You know, and the word smite, all right, which means either to hit or to actually kill, man. And Pharaoh rose up in the night, he and all his servants and all the Egyptians, and there was a great cry in Egypt, for there was not a house where there was not one dead. Okay, so hey, man, this place is going to become very grim very soon. Okay, because basically the Lord is bringing Israel out of this place. All right, and how the Lord delivers Israel out of any captivity is through death. The Lord raises up a man, all right, or men, all right, who brings out the words of the Lord, like in the case of the Egyptian captivity, which is Moses. And then after the Lord, when the Lord feels like it, Which now the Lord is going to feel like it when the elect wakes up. The Lord is going to allow his death angels to reign. He's going to let loose his death angels. Revelation 7 tells us that, man. You know? So, hey, man, keep your, you know what I'm saying? Keep your eyes peeled on the weather channel, man. All right? Which basically meaning keep your eyes peeled on prophecies, man. All right? Which the weather channel is the YouTube. Because we're the ones telling you, okay, about the protests that's happening across the world. We're the ones giving you understanding on these, you know, on these articles that's coming out on these alternate, you know, news websites about death and pestilences and the RFID chip and all these things, man. All right, proving that, hey, very soon the weather will change. For when they shall say peace and safety, okay, when you say, you know, thinking about Christmas, you know what I'm saying, you're thinking about Halloween, everything is, you know, it seems cool. You know, like I said, the weather's fair, kids are outside playing, you're going back to school, this, that, and the third. All right, for when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them. Out of nowhere, it's a snowstorm, man. All right, or in the spirit, out of nowhere, you know, there's a false flag attack here, man, that kills multiple people, man. 9/11. All right, and then what? Out of nowhere, martial law will be implemented, man. You know, out of nowhere, you're taken out of your house and put into a concentration camp. All right, where you know what I'm saying, your kids might get murdered or raped or, you know what I'm saying, treated badly, or you're forced to sleep outside, man, somewhere. All right, you know, because they're not going to treat you nice in those concentration camps, man. As travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. But ye brethren are not in darkness, that day should overtake you as a thief. You know? So this is why we're telling our people, which we know most of our people are not going to get it. All right? Because the Lord don't want them to get it. They're 2/3. Most of you so-called Black, Hispanics, and Native Americans. All right? So instead of being spiritual, instead of preparing for the what's to come, all right, you're just going to tarry in the day, so to speak. All right? You're going to enjoy, you know what I'm saying, what's in front of you and not understand what's to come. Okay? You know? Like, if you know, for certain, like, I know when I was younger or whatever, you know, it would come a point in time in the year where my parents would take all my summer clothes out of the drawers, put them in a bin and put them up, and then put my winter clothes in, you know, because they knew and understood that winter was coming. Okay? So that's kind of what it's got to be like now, man. Well, that's what it has to be like now. You have to put your mind, all right, into, you know, not everything is going to be all peachy keen, man. You know, so we not supposed to sleep. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. But ye, brethren, are not in darkness, that day should overtake you as a thief. Ye are all the children of the light, and the children of the day. We are not of the night nor of darkness. Therefore let us not sleep as do others, but let us watch and be sober. Okay? Watching the news. Okay? We're watching what Esau is doing behind closed doors. Okay? We're watching all these things, man. We're watching everything through the spirit. And they that be drunken are drunken in the night. As in the days of Noah, man. The scriptures say they were partying, giving into party, and marrying and giving into marriage. Which we can grab that, actually. Let's grab it. Matthew 24:37. But as the days of Noah were, so shall the coming of the Son of Man be. For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving into marriage, unto the day that Noah entered into the ark, and knew not until the flood came and took them away. So shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. You know? So that's how the Lord is going to come, man. The Lord is going to come at a time when you think him not to come. When everything seems cool. All right, when everything seems relaxed, that's when the Lord is going to come. And your security, as the scriptures say. Reading this quote again. And all at once, summer collapsed into fall. And so on and so forth. You could even, and all at once, winter, Salaki, all at once, fall collapsed into winter. All right, and now it's not so, now it's not so joyous to be outside in that bitter cold. Okay. First Thessalonians 5:7. For they that sleep, sleep in the night, and they that be drunken are drunken in the night. But let us who are of the day be sober, putting on the breastplate of faith and love, and for a helmet, the hope of salvation. Okay, so with that, Lord willing, you all can edify. Shalom to the elect.